music to start the day off with. Make sure everything is set up here. Twitch looks happy. It says we're live. I don't know where it started recording my voice. It's probably just going to start the stream right in the middle of me talking. All right. Oops. Got to Alt-Tab. Find the game. Move it over, and there we go. Oh, darn it. I forgot OBS. Now I have to do that all over again. Alt-Tab. Drag and drop. And we're there. Whoa. That's loud. Is it the computer? Yeah, it's picking up interference from the computer. This SM57 is like weirdly sensitive. It's sensitive to like weird stuff. The Beta 58 doesn't pick up interference from fans and stuff, but the 57 does. There. Should be gone. Adjust the microphone. I'm starting out with the 2 microphone thing. So this one is probably going to be a little bit shorter than the last one because I got some stuff I got to do this morning. I have a lot of stuff I got to do this week, but we got stuff I got to do this morning. I got my tea, so hopefully my voice won't let go. And we'll just dive right on in. So, I didn't get much feedback on the way that I was playing, so I still don't know if I'm doing it right. I think I'm just going to read what my character says, because reading what everybody says is a little tiring. And listening back to the VOD, it's a little weird that my tone and cadence doesn't really change per character. So if you're just listening and not watching, you can't really tell who I'm like narrating. So I should, like, if I was smart, I would watch how other people do this, but I'm not smart. So I'm going to continue to do this blind because that's how I roll. And I'm just going to read what the EG character says. And that's how we're going to do it. I was considering skipping this, like playing a different game today, because I wasn't sure what the engagement was like with the last stream. But actually the numbers weren't that bad, so I guess people are watching this. I just don't know if it's good or bad. This tea is okay. Not the tea I wanted, but that's okay. I'll live. I've gotten a little bit more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, usual scene greets me. Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. She's not used to me being in the club. I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you into a good mood. But I guess it's the simple things with you anyway. Is that a backhanded compliment? She's hungry. She wants me to come with her to buy a snack. That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse? Why are we looking at her purse? Apparently I just want to look at it. A little weird. Hey, Pegasus Unix. How's it going over there? Since you've got Unix in your name, I'm assuming that you are a Linux user, and I'll have you know that this runs out of the box on Linux, but you probably know that already. She nervously retrieves her coin purse, fumbles with the latch to get it open. Then she turns it upside down and lets the contents spill onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. So she doesn't have much money, huh? You missed me streaming yesterday? Well, that's okay. I'm streaming today, and here you are. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori. How did I know what? That she didn't have much money? If you had enough money in the first place... Oh, she wanted me to buy snacks for her. So either you're not hungry, or you wanted an excuse to take a walk. or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. And so, that only leaves the one option. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Wow. It's not very nice. Yuri suddenly giggles. I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in a book, as always. Tell Eiji to let me borrow some money. You should only buy what you can responsibly afford. Frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Hey Kitsune. How's everybody doing this morning? I'm a pretty fast reader, so I don't know about these. I like the idea of doing these visual novels, but I think that there's a way to it, and I'm not. This is my first time playing a game like this. I'm open to doing more of them, but I just don't know. I don't know how to do it. I have to accept the revolution? Okay. You would listen to me read a book or anything? It's been a while since you've been in any of these. That's okay. Yeah, I thought that it would be fun to read this like a book, but I don't know how I feel about my tone and cadence for every character. It winds up, I don't know. I mean, that's how reading a book would be, right? Maybe I'm thinking too much about it. I gotta rig up something. When I'm recording with these microphones, they're pretty close together. So even if I speak into like one side, the other side still hears it, picks it up. So what I've done before is I put like a divider between them, so there's separation. But when I'm trying to stream like this, it's a little more complicated. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys that she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. She's sneaky. You wouldn't have come if it wasn't for the cupcake, so I had to trick Natsuki into making Natsuki. Give me more credit than that. Oh, who just got hit? Out of nowhere, something smacks her in the face. Was it Natsuki? I bet it was. Oh, a cookie. A giant cookie wrapped in plastic. But yeah, just read it as you were to narrate it. Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? Because I just paid my restitution. Retribution. Actually, that one almost works. Restitution? I mean, yeah, kinda. Ah, yes. Natsuki, I was just going to give it to you, but then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. That's so nice of you to hit me in the face with a cookie. She hugs the cookie. Sayori suddenly clasps her hand over her mouth. I bit my tongue. I haven't done that in a while. You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Ah, so there's multiple cookies. Am I gonna get a cookie? But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? People are getting hugs. Cookie still in hand. Natsuki reaches up, nudges Sayori off of her. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Did you seriously just do that? Mouth full? Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. I get him confused. Especially like the first stream, I got him confused all the time. Monika and Sayori look really similar. Natsuki kind of looks unique, and then Yuri looks completely different than all of them. Monika, can you tell Sayori? Natsuki glances around. Monika isn't in the club room. Where's Monika anyway? Good question. Have you heard anything about her being late today? By the way, folks, there are some horror elements to this game. I think that I marked the stream as mature, and I get the feeling that something maybe horrific is going to happen here pretty soon, so this game looks all cute and lollipops, but buckle in because it's probably about to get really serious. I also think it's funny that the folks that wanted me to play this aren't here, and I think that we're getting towards one of the shocking parts of the game, so are we gonna get spooked? I don't think you're gonna get spooked, you're probably just gonna get disturbed. It's not... I heard about that, that's what kept me from trying it. Do you want me to keep playing? Because I have a feeling that something disturbing is going to happen. I haven't heard from her either. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She's probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than us. All of us combined, oh lordy. You know nothing about this game. I remember being huge a few years back, and that's it. I wanted to play it because of the mods and then DDLC Plus. Okay. So far, it just feels like a novel, which is okay. See, Monika and Sayori look really similar. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not opposed to playing these. It's not something I would play. I'm playing it for you guys. This isn't something I would play on my own time. But that's okay. Is this Linux native or Proton? Oh, it's Proton. Yeah, I didn't select the thingy. I just installed it and played. So it's using whatever the default Proton prefix is, which is pretty cool. It's one of those mini just like play it games. I think that it does have a Linux version, but like if you go to itch, if you download it and install it through itch.io, there's a Linux version. But on Steam, it's just the Windows version. I could be wrong about that actually. If I remember, we can look after this. But either way, seems to work perfectly. Okay. So Monika has arrived. She's safe and sound. She didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. You remember dealing with wine configs and stuff? The only time I have to deal with wine configs is when I'm trying to play an older game that isn't on Steam. So like, there's a lot of games I want to play here on Twitch that are older, and I get them from GOG. So you kind of have to like cobble the wine stuff together. But I use Lutris for that. RenPy stuff is pretty good. Yeah. It's pretty amazing how well integrated everything is. Well, I was worried. I was worried about Monika. I was afraid something bad had happened. Monika chose the club over her boyfriend after all. When is the next stream? Next Tuesday. I've been streaming Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Peppermint Cookie requested that I play OG Deus Ex. And I was actually... I was thinking of playing Deus Ex instead of Hitman last week. and I'm still kind of jonesing for it. I am why you made a Twitch account. Well, that's very kind of you. I was streaming a lot more regularly last year, and then work happened, and I kind of ran out of energy for it. But now I'm feeling it again, and I really enjoy streaming. So, yeah, I think we might do OG Deus Ex next week. So Tuesdays and Wednesdays at this time is when I stream. So today's the last day this week, and then I'll stream again on YouTube on the OG EG channel on Sunday. I'm all over the place. I apologize for that. I have a lot of stuff that I do, hobbies and things. And of course, like, very few of them are really, like, related or connected. I think Monika has a boyfriend. She doesn't know what anybody's talking about. Monika quizzically glances at me. Well, never mind that. Seems like it's a good way to get through a backlog. I mean, my thing is that I'm really busy. Like, every waking moment is spent doing something. So I don't really play games that often. I play Overwatch mostly because matches are like 10 minutes long and it's easy to fit them in. But I just don't really, like, I'd never play something like this by myself. So spending a combined 3.5 hours streaming on Twitch is like an easy excuse just to play games. And as a bonus, it's like a group thing. I'm playing with friends that are watching and commentating, so it's like the best of all worlds. And I don't feel like I'm slacking by streaming. I feel like I'm producing something. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I just kind of lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring, at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Look at all the ladies here. Everybody's standing in front of me. I wasn't aware that you played music, too. Well, I don't, really. Is it this thing? No, I don't know what that is. The SM57 is still being a pain. I was thinking about recording an open EG thing this morning. That was probably going to be my other thing. Like, if I wasn't going to stream, I would have recorded an open EG thing. I still might today. Depends on how much time I have. I've got a thing I got to take care of right after this, and if that gets finished quickly, then I could probably sneak in a video, and then just like kind of work on editing it all day, and then get something out by the end of the night, the end of the evening. You should play something for us, Monika. I wonder if we do. Mixer isn't behaving. You know, I didn't do a sound check. I hope that my mixer sometimes goes crazy and kicks my voice up a key or down a key. It's probably fine. I hope it's fine. Nobody said I sound strange. Monika looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Sounds good? Excellent. Thank you. That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. In that case, I won't let you down, EG. I'm not gonna lie, I actually don't remember who Monika is. I don't think she's one of the main characters. Like, I don't think she's one of the people you can... No, Sayori isn't one of the people you can impress. I don't remember. I have a hard time keeping track of folks. I've been practicing a whole lot recently. Well, she said that she didn't play, and now she's saying that she's practicing a lot. I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready. In that case, best of luck. I think the only thing she missed was cookies. I chose to leave out of Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyways. It looks like everybody's settled down. Sayori has somehow already finished her entire cookie. Sounds like how you remember characters in Major Minor. Major Minor is a Thrice album, I think. Yuri is in the back with her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet back there. Hey, Yuri. I suddenly noticed that Yuri is reading a different book from the one that we were reading together. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. She was just waiting for me. Ah, well, if that's the case, why don't we go ahead and get started? She has a request for me. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Oh, of course not. I'm almost done with my tea. If there's one thing that can make my reading time better, it's a nice cup of tea, not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk and I'll go get some water. Where are the adults here? It's just like a bunch of students. I mean, I guess we could be like a college or something. Well, I don't know. Does this look like a college classroom? I always assume that this is middle school or high school, but the themes are often like pushing the limits of what's teenage and what's adult, so there's a bit of like suspension of disbelief going on. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. Simply watch her movements, and to my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have that water pitcher? Thanks. I'll be right back. I mean, I might as well walk with you. Why not? Shall we go then? Yeah, let's get going. We've attracted unwanted attention. Monika says, "Where are you two off to?" We're just... Yuri was going to make some tea, so... I suddenly realize how weird this is to explain it to Monika. We're just filling the water pitcher. Ah, okay. You know what I should try doing, since it sounds like you guys are from the Open EG community? I've been thinking about trying to do an Open EG whisper video because I've never done whispering before. I have no idea how it sounds. And I might read some of these like really softly or quietly, just so I can get a better feel of like how that feels and what it sounds like. Get what making tea is kind of a one-person job. There could be an armada of people to make tea. Yeah, Monika, mind your own business for once. Or do you want me to tell you there's something wrong with helping involve EG in club activities? My mouth gapes. What was wrong? What happened? I don't, the reaction was... Yuri quickly exits the room and I follow. Oh, I didn't realize we were actually leaving the classroom. Well, this is interesting. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that? Yuri, something about the way she said that, it made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me? I just realized there's no music. Awkward. No, Yuri, I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monika to judge people like that. E.g. How come whenever I do something bad, you're being nice to me? Well, let's be honest. I don't really have any dialogue options, so I'm just going with the flow. Because Nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. We all have emotions. We can't always hide them away. But you can amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light shower into a hurricane. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that? Terrible as what? Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. I mean, you could. What kind of friend would do that? Who said we were friends? Just met you yesterday. Ah, yes, she's asking the same question. She lifts her head. E.g., I really like being friends with you. Uh-oh. Quick, run. Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you, too. Kind of feel awkward saying something like that, but I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway. Yeah. Shall we go? Yeah, I think we should. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom. E.g., do you like oolong tea? Ah, yeah. Anything is fine, really. For what it's worth, this is called English breakfast tea. That's what I'm drinking, out of a Gary's Mod cup. I don't know how. It's fine. It's not my favorite tea. I had a different tea in mind for this morning, but I couldn't find it. I don't know if that's picked up by the microphone. Oh, I'm going to hit the microphone. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. Now, it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? I'm guessing if my poem targeted a different gal, that I would be getting tea with her, and that's why I'm here with Yuri at this point. I shouldn't do any less while I'm making tea for others. Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. In that case, you'll only be more. You'll be even more impressed. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little bit to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show, and you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking and decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. Turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around anyway, oh boy. That's great. That's really great. Just don't push yourself too much. Oh dear. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't know if I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. She's going to Haigurushi, is it? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know where this is leading. This is built up very fast. E.g., I have another request. Oh my. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? What's wrong with these chairs? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk. Ah, I didn't realize. What would there be to realize? How was I supposed to know that? No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it. Is that so? I wonder why that is. It's most likely because of your posture, right? Always hunched over like that? Yeah, sure, I have terrible reading posture, that's it. That's why we should sit on the floor. Yeah, okay, I'll go get my book. I retrieve my book from my bag. Ah, I have some chocolate as well. Where the hell does chocolate come from? It's just been chilling in my bag? It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I kept hidden from Sayori's radar. I take it, since it'll go well with tea. I don't know if chocolate will go well with tea, but you can try. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. One of the main characters is a psycho. No, I don't think she's a psycho. There definitely is a psycho. And that character let it show a little bit in the first stream. But I don't think Yuri is. I think that she's just, like, emotionally complex. As if we sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book, except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. You know, I can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. I'd be afraid of spilling it. I mean, I'm trying to picture this, and you've got these two people sitting against a wall, pushed up together so close that their shoulders are touching. They're both trying to read a book together, like holding it together and drink tea and eat like candy or something. This is not going to end well. They sure make a big deal about the tea. Holding it with my hand that's not holding it with a book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Oh, why is that? Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. I bet she has. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume that the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Oh boy, here we go. Sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. And of course she doesn't want any. Are you sure? Well, if I touch it, I might get smudges on the page. That's fair. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. I wouldn't have thought about that either. I would have got smudges all over the page and then been like, well, this wasn't that good of an idea, was it? Now she's going to hold the book while I munch on the candies. Oh my. My tea is about done. Okay. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have to... Wait, she holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri is also already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if this situation is completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. Oh, Jesus. What is happening? Do you have anywhere where you upload the art, the first use of EG? Yeah, I started a fur affinity because I asked the same question. I actually have a lot of artwork of EG. That's one of my favorite things is to get... at any given time, I have a commission in the works, like always. So... I have a lot of art, and I don't always use that art as, like, I don't know what you'd call it, like, I guess promotional props. I don't know. A lot of the art is like just for fun or personal or just whatever. So I started uploading everything to Fur Affinity. I haven't uploaded everything yet. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't uploaded but I will, though. It's just uploading stuff to Fur Affinity is kind of a process, but I'm on Fur Affinity as EGIRL, all one word. you'd find me on there. I bet if you just searched for EG, you'd find me on there too. But yeah, some good stuff there. I'm still figuring it out. You like his design? You're not big into furry art, but his design is cute. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, there's a lot of the, especially the OG community. They're not, you know, you don't have to be a furry or steeped into the fandom to enjoy the artwork. It's just, you know, cute, fun, creative artwork. That's really all it is. So I appreciate to hear when people aren't like, they enjoy the artwork, they enjoy the character, but aren't furries. I think that that's really cool. I like that. So here I am placing a chocolate into this lady's mouth. And just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Hello. Sirac? How are you? Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. This feels so much like a manga. I really appreciate it. It's fun. I have this like running scene in my head of what's going on because these are just pictures, so I'm trying to animate it in my head, and it really adds something to it. Why are we apologizing? I guess I shouldn't have done that. That was bold. IRL EG definitely wouldn't have done that. There would have been a mess of chocolates everywhere. So I wouldn't have realized that like reading and doing stuff with chocolates wasn't the best idea. And you were just helping. That's something that friends do. Yeah, sure, we'll call it that, right? I mean, not really in this context, but yeah, you can say friends do. That's all it was. Kitsune, it does. You also animate stuff in your head without visuals, just text or music tells a story. Yeah. It's a nice little exercise in imagination. I think it's good. Good stuff. Then you don't need to stop or anything. Am I just gonna load her up with chocolate? Yuri tries to return to the book, but I can tell by her expression that she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers. But this time, Yuri's eyes meet mine. How did it come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her glaze. Glaze? Maybe the chocolates are glazed? I don't know. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of our breaths. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips. But it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it into her mouth. I feel her hot breath. I was not expecting this. I have no idea what we're getting ourselves into here. I hope everybody's got their seatbelts buckled. I don't know where this is going to go. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. Ah, yes. Thank you, Monika. Okay, everyone. It's getting pretty warm in here. Yuri jolts back. It's time to share poems. Oh, thank God. This is my favorite part. This is my favorite part of the game. EG, can you help Yuri put away the tea stuff? Yeah, of course. Let's put this away. The spell is abruptly broken. Thank you, Monika. I'll take care of the teacups. Yeah. Yuri picks the teacups off the floor. I pick up the bag of chocolates. How big is this bag? I'm thinking it's like a little baggie. But the way it's described, it sounds like a big lunch bag or something. Just candies. In the end, we hastily clean up without so much as a word between us. I get the feeling that this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up. School bag just full of chocolate. Wouldn't be surprised if it's like a 1 pound bag of chocolate. Let's save Yuri for last this time. Let's do Natsuki because she won't like my poem. It's a little too dark for her. Well, I can admit that it's better than the last one. I wonder if it's actually better, if that's just a canned response. It's basically the same. It's nice to see that you're putting in some effort. But I still don't like this at all. It's trying too hard to be serious. Poems don't need to be all deep sounding to express something. It's going to sound like you're just forcing it unless you don't suck at it. Unless you really don't suck at it. Honestly, don't bother trying to write poems like this until you're on Yuri's level. Natsuki stops short all of a sudden. Don't tell me you're not trying to impress Yuri, are you? What are you talking about? And keep your voice down. You know Yuri would love this angsty. Just because she's a talented writer doesn't mean it looks like I'm in trouble. I somehow struck a nerve, though. What I did is beyond me. Oh, she's really mad. I'm so done with you. Natsuki shoves the poem I handed back over to me. Take your stupid poem. If you wrote it for someone else, then just don't show it to me. Oh, so does she have a crush on me? Is that what's going on? Well, tough. I have to get over it. This is what I get for letting a younger girl step into my business. I don't think we've talked ages. She's just short. It doesn't make you young. Unless I have a mind reader, I'm destined to be in a world of pain from the start. At least Natsuki wasn't really the girl I was trying to impress in the first place. Who said I was trying to impress anyone? I'm offended. I'm just here because, what was it, Sayori wanted me here? Like, I said I would participate, and I'm participating. No pretenses, no expectations, not trying to impress anyone. I'm just here. Hi again, EG. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I do want to share, yes. Tell me what you think of it. I give my poem to Monika. Alright, this one's good. It feels like you're not only getting more comfortable with your style, but the imagery is better than the last one I read. Just wondering, have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style? I guess so. I just want to go on record to say no. When I write poems, I just pick words that I think are cool. You guys probably know that I like big words. Has nothing to do with Yuri at all. Just coincidence that we share something in common. You can't deny that she's talented. Oh yeah, totally. I think her poems are the most romantic. I don't know if I'd call them romantic. I'd call them deep. That's the best way to describe it, huh? She's like a totally different person when she picks up a pen. I noticed that too. Or when she's talking about literature, it's like a light turns on inside of her. Sadly, it's hard to get much of a personal conversation out of her. Trust me, I've tried. Who knows what's going on inside that head of hers? I hope you don't mean that in a bad way. Big words will sound nice. You know what I could do? Not that I'll do it now, but maybe for future visual novels, is I could read different people from different microphones. So I could read E.G. from the left microphone and then somebody else from the right microphone. That might make it a bit more fun. I don't know. No, of course not. I just meant that I wish she didn't keep so much to herself, but still defending her like that. You must be pretty into her. Huh? You completely misunderstood. Ha! Calm down. She claims that she's kidding. Besides, I'm pretty sure she's already got a boyfriend. Wait, really? Yeah, a fictional one anyway. That's kind of mean. It's just a hunch, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But anyways, you want to read my poem now? Yes, and I didn't get to read Natsuki's poem. I kind of dig this poetry reading thing. Let's take a look. Let's read this thing. Ah yes, her handwriting is nice and easy to read. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue, an endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a vinyl on pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. I actually really like this one. Load me. What the hell's load me mean? That's weird. Save me. Load me. I like this poem. I think it's cool, but it makes me a little concerned for the character, especially because she was late. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? It's just the way she writes. I'm sorry if you don't like it. I never said I didn't like it. It's just the kind of thing I've never seen before. I kind of like playing with space on the paper. You think it's a code? Like each letter making a word or something? I'm not sure. I wonder if load me has something to do with actually loading the game. Choosing where and how you space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. It's still hard for me to understand what the heck it's about, though. Sometimes asking what a poem is about is not the right question. My tea is no longer warm. A poem can be as abstract as physical expression of feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Cold tea is the worst. Yeah, it's not good. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip for the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. Oh dear. You'll never know when you might change your mind. Or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I talking about? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Alright, Sayori. It's about to get heckin' spook. Hey, El Snarko. I never knew poems could have pizza crust in them, but now you want them more. Oh, she liked my poem. It has some nice feelings in it. You would call those feelings nice? Okay. I'll take it. I'm glad. Does that mean that it's better than yesterday's? Let me think. I don't know. I guess I like them both. It's not very helpful, you know. Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad. But that's why I just go by my heart. If that makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem. I think that's a pretty good rule of thumb. That's kind of how I fly. I fly by the seat of my pants and just let feelings dictate what's good and what's bad. That's definitely how I play guitar. It's all about feeling. It's not technical playing at all. It's all about how it feels. I like that. Like the other people are talking about the space between the words and all that stuff. I don't play. That's not my style at all. Not exactly sure how it works, but then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of the whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. She doesn't know either. Why don't you at least try giving it some thought? You want to write something for me? That's so sweet. Yeah. You're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. Look at me lecturing people. I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep it in mind. I always like the airheaded characters too. She doesn't look like she'd be an airhead, but she kind of is. Now she likes happy poems, but then she likes sad poems. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? What's the word? Are they all pink-haired? Monika and Sayori. Actually, I don't know. Bittersweet. Just the two. I think it's Monika and Sayori are pink. They look really similar. Sayori has longer hair, but I think they're both pink-haired. I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori. She likes happy ones the most. But sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug. Monika has brown hair? Oh, yeah, you might be right. I don't know. Make a nice happy rainbow. Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic. Oh, Sayori and Natsuki are the pink-haired girls. Okay. Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, E.G. I should go write that down, then you can read my poem now, okay? Oh, jeez. Oh my, wow. Okay, this is a long and frickin' weird one. Here we go. Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's a secret place where I keep all of my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. Then I put the bottle on a shelf with all of the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, in bottles all in a row. My collection makes me a lot of friends. Each bottle is a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friends feel a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off of my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done. I open up, and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters beneath the tile, shatters against the tile beneath my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading something, but all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. It's another one I really liked. Holy crap. Sayori, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever? Yeah, but I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monika taught me a whole lot. It does sound a bit like Monika's, actually. I love weird abstract poems like that. I can't wait to read Yuri's. I bet it's really freaking weird. And I've been really in touch with my feelings lately. Yeah, I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. That's not a bad thing. You don't need to call her out for it. Creepy? Yeah, I agree, Sayori. That was a rude thing to say. It can be creepy. What if it's intentionally creepy? You don't need to... It's not bad. Not exactly. Maybe I'm just used to you being so cheerful. That's what makes it cool. You have somebody that's like really positive and chipper, and then they write something that's just really incongruent with their personality. Like, wow, this person is a bit deeper than I first thought. That's cool. It's cool to me anyway. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you can keep it up. Writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Uh-oh. Huh, don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori's always had a habit of being obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. Oh, Sayori, me too. Me too. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Ah, yes, it's time for Yuri. Let's see what you've written for today. Yuri stares at the poem with surprised expression on her face. I mean, do you like it? E.g., this one might be even better than yesterday's. How did you even pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing. Maybe that's why you did a good job of explaining. I really wanted to give it a try. More imagery. Yuri visually swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty. I'm not used to this. Used to what? She doesn't even know. It's fine. Take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer some patience to her. Yeah, just being appreciated like this, I guess. It probably sounds stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it makes me really happy. Are you saying that you've never shared your writing before? She nods. I don't believe it. Really, I only write for myself, and besides, people would just laugh at me. Do you really think that? Again, Yuri nods. Huh. Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Probably because she has no close friends. Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today? Yeah, I do. If it's with you. I have difficulties reading, period, but cursive is especially a challenge. Cursive? Cursory? Cursive? I'll do my best. The raccoon. Already we're off to a good start. It happened to be in the dead of the night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by a scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an ordinary human. I like where this is going. I give the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that the raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom, the bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, rage? The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eye of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken a following to me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. That one was strange. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. It was more of a story than it was a poem, but that's okay. Using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things that I'm usually forced to keep to myself, so I sometimes enjoy writing about them. I mean, the feeling that I got from that was that she killed the raccoon, and she's talking about hobbies that she keeps to herself. The only other hobby she could be talking about in that poem is slicing bread. So I think we just read a story about a raccoon perishing. I think. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing and people would just make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, E.G.? The famous hobby of bread slicing. Well, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities, even if it's difficult sometimes, and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, though. I'm glad that you're a good listener. You're good at a lot of things. Writing, listening. There really aren't many people like you, E.G. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration, though. That's just how I feel. I never thought I would feel so comfortable sharing my writings, but now I almost look forward to it. It's just a really nice feeling. And you're to thank for that. It's nothing, really. Yuri smiles sincerely at me. For just a moment, her timidness seems to disappear. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned for today, so if everyone could come and sit at the front of the classroom. Is this about the festival? Oh, okay. I would call this more like Auburn, but yeah, you'd say it's brown. This is definitely, well, we're probably going to see all the girls here in just a second. Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put something together anything good in just a couple days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets that we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Oh, sorry. Thought that you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Well, what are we performing? We're going to be having a poetry performance. Monika is crazy. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event, but the cool part is we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it on all of the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. What color would you call this? Like, this is pink, right? You guys are saying this is brown. I don't know what this is. Orange, maybe? And then that's purple, of course. Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monika? You didn't already start putting these posters up, did you? You really think this is a bad idea? Well, no, it's not a bad idea, but I didn't sign up for this. And there's no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. Nobody wants to perform a poetry reading in front of the folks. Guys, no, Sayori, I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri never shared their poems with anyone until a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask them to recite their poems out loud to a room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. I'm so sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of the club, and if we start the event and put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is about. Yeah, it's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in the club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them and find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Natsuki's not convinced. Yuri is also not convinced. They remain silent. Sayori looks worried, but I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monika have been trying really hard to get new members. The least that we can do is help them out a bit. Well, maybe, but looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Ah, yes, she's agreed. I guess I'll just have to go and get it over with. What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. Sigh. I guess I don't really have much of a choice. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. I hope that's not foreshadowing. But anyways, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem. I only have 2. We're going to practice reciting them in front of one another. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? I'll start off to help everybody feel more comfortable. Can I go next? Ah, yes. Huh. Monika flips through her notebook to find a specific poem that she has in mind for herself. What time is it? Oh, it's 7, damn it. Then she stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Monika begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something that she's done before, or is this just natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monika. Sayori is amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. And finally, Monika finishes the recital. The four of us applaud. Monika takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monika. Thank you very, very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? Oh, Yuri wants to go next. Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances at each of us. You can do it, Yuri. It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts to read the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that enunciates. Is that it? Enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire that Yuri keeps concealed inside of her head. And suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her as if she bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save this situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterwards and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were so caught off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds up the poem to her chest and rushes back to her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Looks like Yuri is down for the count. Sayori is next. Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks up to the podium. This one is called My Meadow. And she liked that one. Okay. This is harder than I thought. What's that thing that people say? That's what they said. How did you guys do it so easy? Try not to think of it like you're reciting it to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. Can you just like face the wall and have everybody behind you so that you're just talking to a wall? Is that a thing that you can do? It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then. Sayori begins to recite her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives a whole new meaning. Oh boy, speaking of voices. Wow, my voice is starting to let go. It's a lot of reading for today. And I'm also reading in a very low voice. So it's like, I don't know, it's hard. This happens when I do open EG stuff too, but I'm able to cut out all of my coughing and grunting. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes, and we applaud. I did it, she says. Good job, Sayori. Even Iji liked it. I mean, I think that Iji likes everything. This Iji likes everything. What does that mean? It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work out as well. They might need a little more force behind them depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everybody. The next time I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a bit more. We don't have much time before the festival, right? Now who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before Iji. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Iji lower everybody's expectations and standards before I have to do it. It's fine. Might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. I'm sorry I'm not really as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. All right then, that just leaves you, Natsuki. Natsuki begrudgingly gets up out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called... Anyway, the poem is called Jump by Van Halen. Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting her poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has rhythm and rhyme to it. Rhythm and rhyme. Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken out loud. The words feel like they bounce up and down as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes and everyone applauses. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't so bad. Easy for you to say. You'd better not make me do that again. I mean, we're going to be giving a performance. You're going to have to do it again. Ah, well. Do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put whatever face I want on for other people. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. It's a bit of a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is. You won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope that all of you have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival. I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Geez, I should probably find some other poem to... I've only written 2 poems. There's not really a whole lot of finding to do. Oh, it doesn't have to be my own. Okay. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting all this effort into the club. It makes me feel really happy. Yeah, no problem. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write some poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, We'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have a weekend to prepare. Monday is the big day. Sayori can't wait. Yuri's concerned. I'm fine with it, and Natsuki had nothing to say about it. It's for the sake of the club and impressing. Why am I trying to impress Monika? Then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori? Look at you two, always going home like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Don't make such a big friggin' deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? It's okay, Iji, you don't have to say it. Say what? Alright, let's boogie. Let's boogie on home. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, things have changed. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter than the usual way home. Hey, Sayori. Ah, she was spacing out. Okay. I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get into... Sayori fumbles with her words. So let's just say that one day Yuri asked to walk home with you. What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Asking a question is putting me on the spot? Sure. I'd walk home with Yuri, why not? Uh-oh. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, no. Well, we've committed. Walking home with Yuri, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? We have, I don't know. Given how hard it is for her to socialize, I would feel awful turning her down. That's fair, actually. That's a good point. Isn't she so beautiful and smart? That has nothing to do with what I just said. You just admitted it? No, I did quite the opposite. Yeah, Jesus, right. There's not even any point in speculating something that's never going to happen. Well, maybe. But I just like to think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore. What does that mean? I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head. Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you. Oh no. I think I know what's gonna happen. And I don't like it. I think this is a good place to leave it. I don't wanna go through with this. That's why I said there is no point in speculating, but then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen at that time. This, that, what's the difference? Okay, let's write this poem, shall we? Unrestrained. Unrestrained judgment. Unrestrained judgment of hopelessness. Existence. Determination. Dazzle. Precious. A poem about forgiveness. Doesn't sound too bad. You can save here too? Oh wow, interesting. We did eternity. Heartbeat, that's a good one. It made her happy? Heartbeat did? Happiness. Let's turn this from, like, it starts out as kind of a negative, somber poem. We gotta use, agonizing. An agonizing kiss. This is gonna be a weird poem. It's kind of all over the place. We have hopelessness, and now we have hope. Sticky hope. Memories. Unending Unending passion. Unending, uncontrollable passion. Vanilla. Charm. Charming entropy. I've used entropy before, but I think it goes well there. All right, folks. Oh man, I'm the last one here again today. I just walked into. All right, we're gonna wrap it up here. What do you guys think? I have a very strong feeling I know what comes next. And I'm happy to leave it here because I don't want what comes next. Ended up being about an hour and a half stream anyways. Cool. I thought that this was going to be a shorter stream, but ended up being about the same length. So this is a... Oh no, this is a native Linux game, it seems. Yeah. Okay, cool. I thought that this was a Windows one. So what I said about itch.io earlier was incorrect. That's going to wrap this one up, though. What distro is this? It's Solus. Solus with GNOME. I don't have any music or anything on, so it's just like awkward silence. So we're going to wrap this up. But this is Solus with GNOME. Looks really nice for GNOME. It's GNOME 40. Yeah, GNOME 40.2. I have two monitors. That's why you don't see like activities or anything. That's all on the other monitor. But yeah, this works really well, and it works well as a dual monitor setup and just as a laptop setup. I was using Budgie before this, and Budgie works really well on one monitor, but on two monitors it's really wonky because Budgie only knows about one monitor, and it just winds up being weird. It's not for me, so I switched to GNOME, and GNOME has been really good. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for stopping by, folks. I appreciate all of you. And I will see you again soon, either in an OpenEG video or on the Sunday stream, DistroDelve stream on the OG EG channel. You guys take care and have a great day.